Gaslighting, when reality is questioned. Imagine this. You tell a friend that something bothered you, and they respond, "That never happened, you're imagining it." At first, you might think they're right, but over time, you start doubting yourself. And that is the essence of gaslighting. The term might sound technical or psychological, but at its core, it describes a behavior where someone tries to make you question your own reality. It's like someone dimming the lights in your mind and saying, "There's no darkness, you just imagined it." Where does the term gaslighting come from? The word gaslighting comes from the 1938 play Gaslight and its 1944 film adaptation. In the story, a man systematically tries to make his wife doubt her perception of reality by dimming and flickering the gaslights and insisting she's imagining it. This is where the term comes from, the act of making someone constantly question themselves and their experiences. How it shows up in everyday life. Gaslighting doesn't just happen in movies or dramatic relationships. It can occur anywhere, at work, within families, among friends, or in romantic relationships. It's usually subtle and gradual, and by the time you notice it, it may have left deep marks. Common examples include someone says something hurtful and, when you react, replies, "You're overreacting. I didn't mean it that way." They forget or deny something they said, even when you remember it clearly. They blame you for your feelings, saying things like, "You're too sensitive. You're imagining problems that don't exist." The common thread? The person is trying to make you doubt your judgment and perception of reality. Who typically uses gaslighting? There's no single type of person who gaslights, but research and observations show some trends. People who want control. Gaslighters often seek to dominate situations or relationships, whether at work or in personal life. People with insecurity or egocentric tendencies. Someone who fears losing power or privileges if they admit the truth may resort to manipulation to protect themselves. People raised in environments where doubt was normalized. Some mimic behaviors they observed growing up, often without realizing the harm they cause. People with antisocial or narcissistic traits, those who constantly seek to control others or affirm their own value, often use techniques like gaslighting. Signs to watch for. If you begin to feel confused about your memories or constantly question yourself, you might be experiencing gaslighting. Some red flags include constant self-doubt. You wake up thinking, "Am I overreacting?" This persistent second-guessing is a hallmark, feeling disconnected from reality. You remember events clearly, but someone insists they never happened. Frequent doubt signals a problem. Unexplained guilt. Gaslighters often place blame on you for things that aren't your fault, making you feel responsible for what goes wrong. The need to constantly please the other person. If you feel you always have to prove yourself or that you're not overreacting, something is off. How to protect yourself. The most important step is recognizing what's happening. Naming the behavior already gives you back some control. Document the moments. Write down dates, events, and what was said. Keeping a record acts like a mirror for reality and helps you see through the manipulation. Talk to someone you trust. Friends, family, or a psychologist can validate your experiences. An outside perspective is invaluable. Set boundaries. You don't have to tolerate these behaviors. Saying no or "I don't accept that" is a form of self-protection. Don't blame yourself. Remember, the manipulation is not your fault. The doubt it creates comes from the other person's behavior, not you. Seek professional help if needed. A therapist can guide you in standing firm, rebuilding confidence, and trusting yourself again. Gaslighting and self-esteem. One of the most insidious effects of gaslighting is its impact on self-esteem. When someone constantly questions you, you may feel your opinion doesn't matter, but that's not true. Your perspective is valid, and your experiences are real. Self-esteem acts as a shield in these situations. Each time you affirm your own perception of reality, you score a small victory. Over time, the manipulator loses power, and light returns to your daily life. Gaslighting is a way for someone to steal your trust in yourself. But understanding it is the first step toward reclaiming control. You don't need to be a psychology expert to recognize it. Just trust your perception and set boundaries. In everyday life, we've all faced moments when someone made us feel like we were imagining things. The key is not letting these moments make us constantly doubt our value or our reality. Gaslighting can be insidious, but it's not all-powerful. With support, self-awareness, and firm boundaries, we can protect our mental health and continue to see the world with clear eyes.